You will move through life with much more ease and grace when you truly understand that we are spirit, governing a human body with access to tools, namely our mind power, our willpower, and our emotions. This means that you should not get too identified with the body because the body is really just the vessel. Now, this does not mean that you should not take care of the body or take care of the vessel. However, this means that when you are interacting with other people, you should be discerning spirit because at our core, we are spirit. So you can say spirit, life force, prana, chi, the watcher, the observer, etc. At our core, we are not physical. However, we operate a physical body. So when you go to a funeral, body will be in the casket. However, the life force that was operating that body is no longer operating that body. Hence, we state that the spirit moves on to another dimension. This is because energy is neither created nor destroyed, it is just transformed. We are not our bodies. We have a body. We are spirit governing a body with access to tools, namely our mind power, our willpower, and our emotions. So it is important that you learn to discern spirit because someone could be smiling with you in the physical, but that smile is there to hide their deceit, lies, and connivery.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
So when you are interacting with people, discern the spirit. Is that individual someone that has been working on their character? Have they been working on their mind? Is that someone that values personal development? How emotionally mature are they? Or are they emotionally immature? Where do they fall on the Hawkins scale? Are they ascending? Are they progressing? Or are they regressing, devolving? Do they get better with time? Do they age like wine? Or do they age like milk? Are they curdling? So what you see on the outside is linked to what is on the inside. What you see in the physical realm comes from the metaphysical realm. And when you understand that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, you don't get too caught up with the physical because what you care about is truly what is behind the physical veil. Because someone could look attractive, but they have very poor character, very low morals. Now, in the case of pathological narcissists, you are interacting with someone that has been dissociating from their true spirits in childhood. So spirit, again, is source. It is source energy. It is life. It is life force. It is source. It is light. So pathological narcissists have been dissociating from this light since childhood. So today they are filled with predominantly dark energy. So this is why you hear me refer to them as black holes. Black holes are essentially voids. A black hole is a dying star. It is a star that is at the end of its life cycle. So let's say the star is at about 5% luminosity. Very similar to when your phone is running on 5% battery life. When the battery light is on red, it is running on fumes. It is almost empty. And when you're using your phone and the battery is low, then the apps don't work very well. You're trying to watch a video and the video is loading very slow. You're trying to open an app and the app is crashing. And similarly, pathological narcissists at the spirit level are running on about 5%. Again, their tanks are running on fumes. They're running on almost E. And this means that they must consume your energy because they are black holes. Black holes consume light. And this is the result of not sustaining their life force. This is the result of being based in shame. And understand that when we're talking about shame here, as it relates to pathological narcissists, this is pathologically low self-esteem. Self-esteem so low that they would probably have to look up to see it. So every day a pathological narcissist wakes up, they are in the first dimension. They are in 1D. And at best, they get to the 3D. They get to pride. However, they are incapable of letting go of their pride. So pride comes before the fall, and they fall right back down to shame. And this is the black hole energy of the pathological narcissist. This is why you are left drained when you are interacting with these individuals, because you are interacting with a void. You are interacting with a black hole. Again, at our core, we are spirit, we are energy, we are not physical at our core. So physically, this person could look attractive. But again, behind the veil, you are dealing with a void. So because you are a light worker, you are an empath, you are a star seed, then this means that you are a bright, shining star, because you still have a connection to your spirit. You still have a connection to source energy, so you can revitalize your energy. Pathological narcissists are incapable of revitalizing their energy, and this is why they need so many different sources of supply. They have to feed on other people's energy. They need other people to plug into, because again, they abandoned their source in childhood. So it is important to understand that every day a pathological narcissist wakes up, they need to find supply. Similarly, every day a mosquito wakes up and the mosquito knows it needs to find a host, because this is how mosquitoes feed. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and ask your local neighborhood mosquito. And that mosquito is going to tell you that every day I wake up, I need to find a host, because parasites need hosts. Hosts do not need parasites. However, when you are dealing with a pathological narcissist, the grand manipulation is for them to convince you that you need them.
Wait a minute!
When you are dealing with a pathological narcissist, the grand manipulation is for them to convince you that you need them. The black hole is going to try to convince the bright shining star that the bright shining star needs the black hole. It is a grand manipulation. And when you truly understand that you are dealing with a black hole, that you are dealing with someone that is regressing, that you are dealing with someone that is drifting deeper and deeper and deeper into the sunken place, that you are dealing with a void, you will stop pouring. Because anything that you pour into the pathological narcissist will get lost. There's truly no one there to receive it. Again, they started to dissociate from their true selves in childhood. They are like a bucket that is filled with holes. There's nothing there to sustain it. They don't have a connection to their spirit. At the core of narcissistic personality disorder is that this is a spiritual illness. They don't have a connection to their spirit. So at the psyche level, at the soul level, at the personality level, you are dealing with someone that is disordered in their mind, their will, and their emotions. But again, at the core, this is spiritual. Pathological narcissism is a psycho-spiritual illness. So yes, you are dealing with someone that is losing their minds. You are dealing with someone that does not have good control of their emotions because they're based in shame and they're unable to move past their pride. So they do not have access to courage. They do not have access to neutrality. They do not have access to acceptance. They do not have access to love, empathy, peace, and joy. Again, they have very severe emotional arrested development. And when it comes to the will, they also have an impaired will. They are very impulsive and compulsive. So the entire personality is disordered. Hence, they have a personality disorder. Or this is what you hear me refer to as them being lost souls or dark souls. But the soul is dark because the light source was abandoned. They abandoned spirit in childhood, and they abandoned their true selves, their true spirits, for a false self, that which you call the ego, that which you refer to as the mask. And here is the thing about the ego. The ego does not have the ability to generate its own energy. It has to feed from the outside. Every day a pathological narcissist wakes up, they have to find supply because you have to boost their ego, because the ego is a false self. It is not the true self. And understand that the ego has an insatiable desire for needing to be fed, because that is the design. However, pathological narcissist people are wired backwards. They are 95% ego and 5% spirit, when they should be 95% spirit and 5% ego. They are wired backwards. Pathological narcissists believe that they are the ego. They believe that they are the false self. And if they believe that they are the ego and the ego is a mind-made construct, then pathological narcissists believe that they are their mind. And if someone believes that they are the mind, then they are losing their minds. And not only are they losing their minds, the entire personality is disordered. The entire psyche is disordered. Their souls are being lost. Because the longer pathological narcissists walk around here on planet Earth, the further they drift away from their true selves, because they keep identifying with the ego. They keep holding on to the ego. They keep holding on to the mask. This is why when you question them, they have a narcissistic injury. And what is a narcissistic injury? A narcissistic injury is when a pathological narcissist perceives a threat, whether real or imagined, that goes against the grandiose false self, that goes against the ego, that goes against the mask. And you will see where when their mask slips, well, they drag the mask even tighter onto their face, because they believe that they are the ego. They believe that they are the mask. They believe that they are the mask. They do not want to take this mask off. People understand that Smeagol wants the ring. He does not want to put the ring down. This ego is what they believe is their superpower. So people often ask, can narcissists change? Narcissists do not truly want to change because they believe that the false self, the ego, is their superpower. It makes them feel strong and powerful and grandiose and superior to others. Pathological narcissists do not see you as their equals. They do not truly want to be like you. They want your subservience, but they are not going to put in the work to leave the third dimension. Hence, understand that abusers want you to adjust yourself to their abuse. This is because they exist in victim-abuser consciousness. They did not develop past their lower ego. You are dealing with someone that has severe psycho-spiritual arrested development. The entire psyche is disordered. The entire personality is disordered. The soul is lost. The soul is dark because they abandon their true spirits, their true light. The captain is overboard. The captain abandoned ship. The driver is in the back seat. They are drifting deeper and deeper and deeper into the sunken place. So the reason why you're seeing this maladaptive dysfunctional behavior on the physical is because that is what is happening in the metaphysical, the non-physical. You cannot touch the mind, you cannot touch the emotions, you cannot touch the will, you cannot touch the spirit. That is what is happening behind the physical veil. This is why it is important that you learn to discern spirit. because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And if you truly know that you are interacting with a void, you stop pouring. Abusers want your subservience. They do not want your love. Your love cannot pass the third dimension. All of your love and kindness and compassion is going to evaporate at the third dimension. You cannot love a narcissist and they cannot love you back. You do not exist in the same dimension. You'll find love and peace and joy and all of those high vibration emotions way up there in the 500s, way up there in the fifth dimension. Pathological narcissists cannot move past the third dimension. They don't even have access to courage. They do not have access to rational thinking that you get in the fourth dimension. So if you're wondering why they are so irrational and illogical, this is because they do not have access to logical thinking. They exist below the level of logical thinking. They exist below the level of rational thinking. So they are irrational by default. So I want to remind you, do not try to rationalize crazy. It is insane. And what is insanity? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Every day a narcissist wakes up, they're in dysfunctional shame. They're in a self-loathing state. They hate themselves. Every day the narcissist wakes up, they're in the first dimension. And at best, they get to the third dimension. They get to pride, and pride cometh right before the fall, and they fall right back down to shame. That is the cycle that they have been in since their childhood years. That is the disorder. They are not growing. They are regressing. They are not evolving, hence they are devolving. Pathological narcissists do not age like wine. They do not get better with time. You are witnessing on the outside spiritual regression, psychological regression. You are witnessing at the physical level a lost soul, a dark soul, someone that is drifting deeper and deeper and deeper into the sunken place. So understand that because pathological narcissists exist in the third dimension, they exist in victim abuser consciousness because they did not develop past their lower ego. Understand that this individual is going to want to have power and control over you, because this is the psyche of someone that is stuck in victim abuser consciousness. Understand that abusers do not see you as their equals. There is no equality in victim abuser consciousness, only victims and abusers, masters and slaves. That is what exists in victim abuser consciousness. So understand that lions do not think like gazelles. Every day a lion wakes up and the lion knows it has to go hunt to find its food. And every day a gazelle wakes up, it knows that it has to run from the lion that is going to try to chase it. The lion is running towards the gazelle and the gazelle is running away from the lion. If you are here to ascend. You are here to raise your vibration. And if you are here to ascend, then it makes sense that you do not attach yourself to someone that is descending, that is devolving, that is regressing, because you're going in two polar opposite directions. Pathological narcissists are going down like the Titanic, when you should be going up like a plane. You do not exist in the same dimension. It is of the utmost importance that you learn to discern spirit. What is the spirit that is operating behind that physical vessel? Because body is a vessel. We are not our bodies. We have a body. If you go to a funeral, body is in the casket. In the case of an amputee, someone may lose a limb, but that does not mean that the person has lost themselves. They have lost a limb. They are not the limb. We operate the limbs. We operate the body. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And when you truly learn to discern spirit, you will see that you're interacting with a black hole. And when you truly understand that, then you would stop pouring. What you do instead is you pour all of that love and kindness and compassion back into yourself to revitalize your energy. So it is important that you get the courage to walk away and stay away from these dysfunctional personality types. There's no love in victim abuser consciousness. There's only abuse, neglect, lies, connivery, chaos, and drama. Understand that abusers do not truly want your empathy. This is why when you give them your empathy, they weaponize it. And this is one of the more popular tactics that pathological narcissists use to get their victims to drop their guards. Pathological narcissists do not truly have use for your empathy because they believe that empathy is a weakness. This is the psyche of someone that is stuck in victim abuser consciousness. So understand truly that narcissists believe that you are naive for trying to love them. And this is why they will mock you. Eventually in the intimate relationship, could be a friendship or even a parental relationship, you will see where they'll start to mock you because you are dealing with a mocking spirit. It hates your humanity. It hates your humanness. It hates your light. Hence, they're going to try to dim your light. They're going to try to wipe that smile off your face. They're going to try to break you at your core so that they can take your confidence. That is what you get from someone that is stuck in the third dimension. And every day they wake up there in the first dimension. At best, they get to dysfunctional pride. Dysfunctional pride is the most positive emotion that a pathological narcissist feels. So understand that you're dealing with someone that does not have any love to give. They have never had love to give. What they had to give was a love bomb. Now, you have to ask yourself, why is there a bomb attached to that word? There is a bomb attached to that word because pathological narcissists do not know love. Love exists way up in the 500s, and pathological narcissists cannot move past level 199. There is a bomb attached to that word because it is deception. And love bombing or idealization is the first step in the narcissistic abuse cycle. Because you have to get into abuse cycles with pathological narcissists because pathological narcissists exist in victim abuser consciousness. You cannot have a loving, healthy, blossoming, blooming relationship with a pathological narcissist because they do not have love to give. They are not blossoming and blooming. They are regressing. They have been regressing since their childhood years. So while you are ascending, understand that the individual that you are dealing with is descending. They were descending long before you came into the picture. They are parasitic in nature. They must find hosts to feed on. Again, every day a mosquito wakes up, the mosquito knows it needs to find a host. This is how mosquitoes operate. They are parasites, just like fleas, ticks, tapeworms. This is how parasites feed. Parasites know intrinsically, innately, that they need to find a host. And this is where you come in. They are feeding on your life force, energy. So if you're dealing with a pathological narcissist, it is of the utmost importance that you implement firm boundaries. And this means that you must go no contact. Hence, you're blowing the bridge up. You're pretending that you did not know that individual because you did not know them. They were wearing a mask with you on day 0. The mask is what you're interacting with. The mask is probably what you fell in love with. You cannot truly know a pathological narcissist. They're not connected to their spirit. What you were interacting with was a facade since day 0. Hence, it is important that you go no contact or low contact, aka gray rocking if you have children with the narcissist or if you have assets that you need to separate. But understand that you cannot build with someone that embodies destructive energy. You cannot build with a black hole. Black holes consume light. They are dying stars. Hence, it is important that you get to the fourth dimension or higher and maintain your frame and ascend, because statistics state that on average, it takes 7 times for a victim to become a survivor. This is because victims keep going back into victim abuser consciousness, trying to fix a relationship that is actually an abuse cycle. You were never in a mutually beneficial relationship. That is what you thought in your mind. Understand that narcissists are incapable of having mutually beneficial relationship with other people. They are parasitic in nature. You cannot have a mutually beneficial relationship with a parasite. Parasites do not come to love, they come to take. They are parasites. And again, if you don't believe this, go ahead and ask your local mosquito the next time you see one. And the mosquito is going to tell you, every day I wake up, I need to find a host. I need to find someone to drain. I need to find someone to bite. Because that is how they survive. They are parasites. And animals in nature are designed for their nature. So understand that abusers are always looking for victims. That is how they survive. Hence, it is important that you maintain your frame and get the courage to walk away and stay away from these dysfunctional personality types. You cannot love a narcissist and a narcissist cannot love you back. Instead, what you do is pour all of that love and kindness and compassion back into yourself by going no contact or by going low contact again if you have children with the narcissist. Remember, you are deserving of love, you are deserving of kindness, you are deserving of compassion, and you'll find all of that on the other side of abuse. It is when you get the courage to walk away and stay away, when you will encounter those vibrations. So that is really the quick message for today, kind folks. Thank you all for your continued support. Ensure that you are liking these videos. Ensure that you are subscribed for more educational and empowering content. If you have any questions or feedback, go ahead and leave that in the comment section. Sheikah is the name. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.